Obviously, we got our butts kicked again. I think our whole staff, we all felt pretty good going into it. They're a good team. They've been playing well, even without Manick. They have some veteran guards that play together well and make plays. I like how Harmon is really grown and developed. Their big kid was a big difference maker in the game today. And a year ago, he was not a factor at all. It's the same scenario every game. We're in the game. We make a nice run. We're up 22-17. And then right before the half, we do not make the right plays. We don't make plays. Even at the end, Dejuan has the layup. He blocks it. They get the ball and they get it dunked. So if we score, somehow get that layup to go, they don't get that fast break. And now it's 30-26. But I thought we pushed it a little bit in the second half, and then the same thing happens. Obviously the turnovers were played a big factor. You have 20 turnovers, which led to 20 points. Their transition, we really struggle getting back. Some of that from the turnovers, some of that probably some tough shots. 23 points, fast break points, and those are the difference in the game. So it was great to get Casey back in there, but you could tell his conditioning, his explosion is still, once he got going, he hasn't played a game in 7 weeks. It takes a while. Luke was a little better today than he was the game before. It was good to see him get a shot down. But he's, again, his conditioning, him being in the right spots, without practice is really hard. I thought Antonio gave us a good effort. He was very, very active. 6 points, 11 rebounds. We got offensive rebounds, 15, but we didn't really finish those plays. We only had 10 off of that. So, you just got to keep their spirit up. Obviously, it hurts without Nigel. Puts a lot of pressure on those other guards to make plays, and even especially Mike McGurl. I think the pressure is really taking a toll on him. We all know we've seen he's a better player than that, and we probably won't. I would doubt if we have Nigel back on Saturday, but as we head into that last stretch of the season, obviously it'll help us to get him back, ease the pressure on some of those other guards, and hopefully we can make a little bit of strides here down the stretch.
Okay, Coach, thanks for the comments. Let's start questions with Kellis Robinette.
So I guess other than getting Nigel back, what's it going to take to close the gap on some of these teams and be a little more competitive, you think?
We get to that nut check part, or whatever you want to call it, gut check part of the game, and where you gotta stand up and get a stop. You got to take care of the basketball. You got to execute to keep yourself in the game. That's going to be the big thing. And we know we got a physical contest against a very, very good team, West Virginia. I'm not sure how much practice they've had, but we know their teams are going to come and battle, and we're going to have to stand up and be men and deal with their physicality on Saturday.
You mentioned over the course of the week, keeping these guys' spirits up, keeping them positive is a big thing. How much of a challenge is that for you as a coach right now?
Well, it's hard. I mean, in the game, you're trying to do things, trying to get them to execute. Guys, a lot of times we had guys, they haven't played together. They haven't played a lot of minutes. They don't know what's going on sometimes, and it's frustrating. But all I can do is try to help them come back. They've been great. We've had good practices. Obviously, I thought we pushed them again, 16, 17 minutes. What was our biggest lead was 5 at that 6-minute mark. And then, those moments in the game, we got to be able to find a way to overcome that. So it's and that some of it's experience, some of it, getting everybody back and knowing what we're looking for and executing at the right time.
All right. Thanks, Bruce. Travel safe.
Next question to Michael Goins.
Hey, Bruce, is it an easier conversation to be had with a senior like Mike McGurl to get him to understand he's trying to do too much right now?
We've talked to him for the last couple of weeks. And I ironically, I talked to Nigel this afternoon because we'd left him home because he had get some workouts and get some tests in. But I just said, Mike misses you because he's just, he wants to do well. He's a great kid. He's worked his tail off, and he just puts too much pressure on himself and tries to, make the tough play, tough shots. And we've talked about it. It was our big conversation the last 2 days about, take a deep breath, relax. Don't try to make the home run play. And this is not just him. I mean, we have other guys that do it too. And we got to somehow get through that panic state in the game where it's more have a good pace, execute, and hopefully we can figure that out sooner than later.
And how would you describe Kirkwath and his being a rim defender and a difference maker tonight?
Well, our guys didn't adjust. He blocked 5 shots. He hit his little jump shots. But even then, after he blocked shots, we went in there several times, and then we tried to make tough passes. So you got to go. We talked all along. It's not high school anymore. You have to jump stop. You have to play off of 2 feet, and we got to get better at that. Guys think they got an angle, and then all of a sudden you got a rim protector like that. And that was a big difference maker. You look at his plus minus, he's plus 27 in the game. And that was huge for them.
And as soon as you guys are facing some adversity, do you feel like you're losing focus and the effort kind of goes with it?
I'm sure it got to a point, some of it conditioning with some guys in there, some of it, just you get in they start making a run. It's that tough part of the game, and still I don't think they've ever quit. They haven't been perfect by any means, but they haven't quit and they've battled, and I'm sure they'll come back and battle on Saturday.
Thank you, Bruce.
Next question to Tim Fitzgerald.
Hey, Coach, what's going on the defensive end right now for you guys?
Well, I think if you look at it, I thought our half-court defense probably wasn't that bad. But when you give up 23 fast break points, you give up 20 points off of turnovers. Those are hard. That's not your half-court defense. So, and they're good players. They just got 82 on the other night on TCU, and they have played well. They play good basketball. They play off each other. They share the basketball. The other guy that was probably a big key in the game was Harkness. You look at him, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, plus 31 on the plus minus. So that kind of glue guy, the older guy that makes a big difference. That's that was huge for them. They didn't even play Victor very much. They just went small, put us in some binds, and made it tough on us.
And I apologize if you discussed this earlier, but how would you evaluate Casey and his return?
It's just, again, 7 weeks without playing in a game, a handful of practices. It's totally different. It's one thing to condition. It's another thing to practice. It's another thing to play in games. And now when you haven't had that, it's going to take a little. I hope next time it'll be a little better. I talked about Luke. First game the other night, it's just getting back on the court, running up and down. I think both of their conditioning really, we probably pushed Luke a little much tonight, but, get him some experience when we have a chance to see what he can do. He's not going to, the thing with Luke is kind of like Harkness. He doesn't overdo things and just do what he can do. Some of our other guys just try to do too much and they're not patient enough, and they don't play with a good pace. And that's where we're going to have to get better.
Thank you, Coach.
Next question to Greg Palmero.
Coach, hi. You kind of mentioned it with Luke, but what else do you need to see from him in the practices that you got before Saturday? And then, in any other year, would this be a redshirt situation?
Yeah, I said that the other day. I would have never pulled him on a red shirt at this time with this number of games left without practice and all that. But, what the heck? We got with the situation and the guys out, get him some minutes, see what he can do. And as I said, I know he's smart. He knows how to play. Hopefully this experience is going to help him in the long run. And it ease the pressure maybe on some other guys too. If we can, I thought when we ran some good offense and got some curls, got some motion, and read their switching, we had some good possessions, but then other possessions really got bogged up. And then we don't have anybody right now that can just go make a play, not for themselves as much, but just make a play, get in the paint, make a play for somebody else. And, it's not because they're not trying, but we just probably don't have that. Selden can do it at times. Dejuan probably both of them probably overdo it at times. But we got to have somebody that you get to that shot clock that's going to make the right play and help us.